So I'd love to start with just talking about the Socratic Method. What is it and why is it profound and important?
I smile just because if you would ask me even 3 years ago that if I'd be describing the Socratic Method, I'd kind of laugh you out of the room. Because I mean, here's the backstory on the title. When it first came up, I actually hated it. I'm like, Personal Socrates? I mean, I'm not a philosopher. I mean, that's not how I see myself. And I think of Socrates, I think of like ancient, kind of thousands of years back type thing. But then when I really started to dig into the method, I got real curious. Because how it came up was I was speaking with Joey, who's the founder of Bear and Fig, who's publishing the book, and it's just explaining the book concept, and then also explaining what I do on the podcast and how my own reflection has evolved. And he's like, oh, yeah, so you're asking a question and then question after question. And he's like, this is Socratic Method. I said, what? The Socratic what? I mean, I know of Socrates, like most people, high level.
You know the name.
Yeah, exactly. And I know, oh yeah, that's the guy that asks a lot of questions. And that's kind of it. So when I started digging into it and seeing, okay, there is 6 different question types. Essentially, the idea is that you're going to seek more clarity with these questions and you're going to challenge these assumptions and you're going to keep probing and all of this. And then the thing that really lit me up was, wow, there's so many of us, good majority of us, that are actually using the Socratic Method often, and we don't even really know it. And especially all the people on my podcast had some sort of flow into that space, haven't really recognized that. So then I was wondering, well, why is that? Because I can't even remember all the 6 question types. And that was the problem. How can we take something like the Socratic Method that's been around from the beginning of time almost, and that's been used highly in an academic setting, how can we simplify that so that we don't even really think about the process, but we know we're doing it and we're getting the value? And that's where the whole idea of the book structure of, okay, well, we can all remember that we should probably get clear first. And then from there, we're going to be intentional. And that's all you have to remember, because if you do those 2 things, then the third part of the book and the third part of the grouping of the questions is really about unlocking opportunity. Because now, going back to that physical room example, now you can see the next steps forward.